From Silverstone Circuit, it is time for a historic moment as F1, F2, F3 and F4 take centre stage. This is the opening race of the Formula 4 weekend. It's a non-championship event and British F4 are ready after F1 qualifying to now get ready to get going for their opening race of the weekend. And it is going to be some race as well as we get ready to give these guys a non-championship event and give these guys a chance to be in front of the amazing fans that are lining this racetrack. In the commentary box, my name is Emi, delighted to be with you here on British F4, and alongside me is Wes. And Wes, well, we're going to be in for a very, very interesting British F4 race, and it's going to be beginning very, very shortly.
Oh, we are indeed, yes. It's been a long time coming for British F4, and let's quickly go through the grid, and we'll come back to that.
San Lujan starts on pole position, and we have Mercedes Jr., Ethan Jeffel alongside in second, Rowan Campbell-Pilling is in third, and then it's Harry Bansal in P4. Fiona McLaughlin, our pole sitter for tomorrow, is in fifth, and it's Teo Palmer in sixth, Tommy Harfield is in seventh, and then it's Thomas Behrman, who is brother to Ollie Behrman, who'll go from 8th position. Martin Molnar getting the attention of loads of drivers, loads of people, he's in 9th, and then it's James Pizik in 10th, Alexander Savinkov in 11th, Ellen Lloyd is in 12th, August Raber in 13th, and then it's Adam Al-Zahari in 14th, Leo Robertson starts in 15th position, and then we find ourselves with Yuan Fufu in 16th, and then we have Aramides in 17th, Henry Jocelyn is in 18th, then it's Charlie Edge in 19th, Emily Cotti in 20th, and then it's Nina Gateman in 21st, Thomas Ingram Hill is in 22nd, and then we have Esme Kostofa in 23rd position on the grid, and in 24th position we find ourselves with Ava Dobson, one of our, of course, wildcards in F1 Academy this year. That was, of course, in the Miami round, so a very interesting row of the grid there. And then it's Guy Albag alongside Jabba, who is at the back of the field and in last position. Well, Wes, it's a very interesting race. We've got some drivers from F1 Academy, we've got some drivers from British F4 itself, we've got some from Italian F4, all of the drivers coming together in this British F4 event. Really nice to see.
Yeah, we've got a few different drivers from come across from Italian F4 to be here for this F1 Grand Prix weekend. It's a really big deal for British F4. It's been a long time coming. I understand the organisers of the series have been trying to get on the F1 support bill for many years, and they've finally achieved it. So yeah, it's great stuff. There's still a lot of people here. I've noticed not a lot of people have gone home since the end of F1 qualifying. They all want to stick around, and I can't say I blame them.
Yeah, you absolutely cannot blame people for wanting to go and enjoy this motor racing. And also, of course, one of the most attracting factors, we mentioned his name earlier on, Thomas Behrman, brother to Ollie Behrman, and he is getting a lot of the attention. He was on Sky Sports on their build-up as well to the weekend earlier on this week, so he's getting quite a bit of attention is Thomas Behrman, and the Behrman fans will definitely be cheering him on. And I think everyone in the paddock, considering that it's probably one of the only drivers they know, he will be getting all of the cheers from them as well. But yes, a big grid for this one, and it's going to be a battle down towards Abbey Corner in a couple of moments time once we get done with the formation up. Now, we have been delayed, and the reason for that is the Formula 1 qualifying with the crash that it had, so we're slightly delayed. But I guess it means that, Wes, we've had longer to look forward to this, and to be fair, this is an event that only happens once a year. We don't know whether it will ever happen again, so we have to definitely enjoy it while it happens.
Yes, that is true. We'll definitely enjoy it. If I could, a short view back to the past, to coin a phrase. The last time a major European F4 championship supported F1 was the German F4 Championship in 2019 at Hockenheim, and the race that took place on Grand Prix Sunday that year was won by a certain Arthur Leclerc, and when he pulled into Parc Fermé, there was a brilliant shot of the two brothers, Charles and Arthur, just embracing. I'm really hoping for something of the same effect either today or tomorrow. We'll have to wait and see. We just saw a quick shot, incidentally, of Ollie Behrman watching his brother pull away from the grid for this formation lap. So he's excited. I expect their dad is down there somewhere in the garage as well, watching eagerly.
Yeah, these are special moments for all of them as well. And I'd also like to quickly say hello to Joshua Birch, who is with us as well in the pit lane. Well, special event. We've been looking forward to this, JB, and you've also been able to go out there to some touring car events and see this racing on the support build.
And let me tell you something, it is fantastic. I mean, there were a bit of a downside when we were at Alton Park, stall on the grid and a couple of crashes there as well. But Richard John Neal's on the call, so we've got the ITV team here this weekend. Paul O'Neill, I think, is also there. I've just heard Richard on the calls at the moment, so nice to have my old mucker there as well. They've given it the full treatment, the correct treatment, getting those in the know to cover the event. And at Alton Park, everybody was buzzing because they were all going, oh, it's Silverstone next, we're the British Grand Prix, it's Formula 1, we're going to be there. Everyone went nuts. They know what a big opportunity this is to make a hello to the people in Formula 3. And that, look, we're here, let's see what we can get. They are looking forward to this, and this is going to be some great action.
It really is as well. And you mentioned F1, the driver starting on the front row, Ethan Jeffel, part of the Mercedes Academy. I saw in the British F4 stream, I saw the Mercedes account in there cheering him on. And it's great that some drivers, including also Fionn McLaughlin, who's our pole sitter for tomorrow, Wes, they're already getting the attention. They already have the backing by F1 teams.
That's right. Yeah, there are a number of F1 teams that support drivers in this series. Also, as well, to Josh's point from earlier, 3 teams here in F4 also have teams in F2 and F3, that being Rodin, High Tech, and Virtuosi as well, although they're known as Invicta in F2.
Yeah, absolutely. That is exactly the case, and you have so many different names as well coming in for that Invicta squad. They used to be called Virtuosi in the Formula 2 level as well. Well, what a moment this is. The fans in the grandstands and these drivers lining up. And even though this is a non-championship event, one of the biggest races of their life that they've ever done, the pressure of racing on the British Grand Prix weekend, the biggest weekend on a British in British motorsport at the moment, so quite a big responsibility for these drivers.
And Omi, just quickly, something that is unusual here is that they're going to have the 5-light procedure. These guys are used to the lights coming on all as one and then going out after about 3 seconds. They're not used to building the clutches, building the revs and holding it for a 5-light procedure. That's not how it works in British F4.
Yep. Absolutely, they've got that pressure coming in as well. So it is quite interesting as we are about to get the final car into position. Well, this is going to be quite fun. It is a historic moment. British F4 is about to go racing on this F1 weekend. We've seen so many graduates from this series. Now it's time for some more to try and make their name on a Formula 1 weekend. 5 lights are on. British F4 is go at Silverstone, and it's a good launch off the line for the pole sitter Salim Hanna, and moving through to second place is going to be Campbell Pulling as well. Ari Bansal will be trying to get himself in the mix as they go racing for the first few minutes of a 25-minute race, and they're all making their way through the opening sector. Ella Lloyd there in the mix as well in the McLaren livery. She's trying to make up some positions as we make our way through, but it is still Salim Hanna, P1 at the front as we go on to the Wellington Straight.
That was a brilliant start from everybody. Nobody left behind on the grid. Oh, and Ella Lloyd's been turned around. Ella Lloyd has been...
Ella Lloyd. What a disappointment for her. She's gone round, and that is going to be a big disappointment for her as we're going to possibly see a change of lead. Down the inside there goes Rowan Campbell Pulling to hit the front of the field. Salim Hanna may have maintained the lead of the start. Doesn't last for long, Wes, as we see the change come in down at the end of the Wellington Straight, and that is going to be Rowan up to P1 at the moment as they all try and fight their way through, and a brilliant battle to kickstart this race as we now go towards Cops.
brilliant move from Campbell Pilling there. He was handed second place on the grid through a slow starting Ethan Jeff Hall, but now that getting past Salim Hanna, he can now control the race from up front. That's assuming Salim Hanna doesn't come back, but he's got a lot of support with him as well. A lot of Colombian fans are watching the stream on YouTube. Also, he's got Juan Pablo Montoya. Campbell-Pilling's gone now.
Absolutely, that is going to be our race leader. That is going to be the race leader, Rowan Campbell-Pilling, going round and losing the car. So we've seen drama on drama here, and they're not being able to fire up these tyres. They're all battling like crazy. We're very nearly 3 wide as they fight their way through into Stowe Corner. But our race leader has a moment, and it means Salim Hanna instated back now to P1. What is going on at the start of this race, Wes?
It's cold tires, and cold brakes. Everybody are trying to make the best of what they've got until those tires come into heat. They're obviously much tougher compound than you would generally see in any of the higher. And Roman Campbell-Pilling retires from the first race here at the British F4 weekend supporting F1, and that is such a shame. He was so good off the line. He got into the lead early, but it's all gone wrong for him.
Yeah, it has. What a crazy start, JB. It's been absolutely unbelievable, and definitely the chaos that you were mentioning that you've seen across the touring car events taking place here.
Exactly the same as what we've been seeing, sadly, as well. It's just the strangest of situations. Ella Lloyd, I feel sorry for her as well, getting forced out back. It's a strange situation that we have to deal with in Formula 4, is that you can, and quite often do, get thrown off into the wall at several different thousands of places. But this is a great race already shaping up. It's typical F4, and dropping from the lead of the race, sadly, that's things that don't get forgotten easily.
Yeah, absolutely. That is Behrman under pressure because Teo Palmer is immediately trying to go on the attack, and Palmer's going to risk it into Cobb's corner. He's going to feel brave up against Thomas Behrman, but Behrman has that position, Wes.
Yeah, Behrman was fighting earlier on with Charlie Edge in the red and yellow Chris Dittman car, but he was very much shown the edge of the track when he tried to come past. And and Ella Lloyd's in the pits. That's such a shame. She was really tapped by, I couldn't tell who it was. It was one of the virtuosos, I think it was. A bit difficult to say, but yeah, her race seems to have come to an end as well already. So. From the 26 starters, we now seem to be down to just 24.
Yeah, and we're surely going to need an interruption. I don't know what they're doing. We were going full racing speed. There we go. They're now slowed down, so we've surely got some sort of safety car. But why on earth did it take so long to deploy that, and why on earth was the field still racing at full speed past that car? That is unacceptable, right? Safety car's out. Don't know what they were doing there.
Yeah, it'll probably be a short safety car. I think the reason they hesitated was because it's so close to a marshal's post, so they were kind of not sure whether they could just cover it under waved yellows or not. But I guess for whatever reason they're not able to get it into gear very easily, and the safety car was required.
Yeah, I mean, it's not what we want to see as well. That was very late, and the tyres are cold. If there was any moment where a driver lost the car there, that would have not been a good sight at all. So it's always important to make a decision very quickly, and luckily they've got F4 cars at Silverstone, so a lot more slower than the F1 that they'll have to be deciding very much quicker on throughout the weekend as well. But, well, it is time to confirm your order after all of that. So Salim Hanna had the lead, maintained the lead, then lost the lead, and then got it back as well after the moment that we had for Rowan, who found himself spinning round. Ethan Jeffel, Mercedes Jr. in second place. That's exactly where we started the race, but he got a terrible start off the line. Ella Lloyd is returning back into this one. And I mean, even if she can't contend, Wes, at least just running around the circuit on a Formula 1 weekend as well. I mean, she's used to it with F1 Academy, but, being part of this historic weekend, definitely special for her. Right, let's look back to the start then. Ethan Jeffel's going to get a poor getaway off the line, and it's going to be a great start from P3 for Rowan.
Yeah, it was also a pretty bad start on the second row there for Ari Bansal. He just didn't get away for whatever reason, was swamped at the start. Quickly able to recover. It's such a shame that Campbell-Pilling had to retire from the race so early. He was really, really aggressive off the start. Fionn McLaughlin as well, battling with the slow starting Bansal, and there goes Ella Lloyd spinning out hit by one of the blue cars. I suppose it could have been a JHR. Can't quite tell who that was, actually. It wasn't a Virtuoso. I think it is one of the JHRs.
Yeah, and this is a very late launch to take P1 for Rowan Campbell Pilling down the inside into the corner, leaves ahead. It was absolute chaos behind, and then he's all out of shape and he loses it. Loses the car, round he goes, and that is dangerous stuff, Wes, for the car to be reversing back momentarily and everyone having to go as close as possible to the grass, some even on the grass to take avoiding action. So you never want to see a car spinning in that way and blocking the middle of the road while the drivers are coming through the fast section of Maggots, Beckett and Chapel. So, if we confirm and now see the order, the recovery's going on in the background. We've got Salim Hanna in first, we've got Ethan Jeffwell in second, and we have Fionn McLaughlin, I was about to say Scott McLaughlin, Fionn McLaughlin moving up to third position as well. So he's had a great start.
Yeah, I was just going to say, we saw something very, very similar to that a couple of weeks ago at the Italian F4 race in Monza. A car leading the race and just lost it all on their own. It's surprisingly easy to do, and it's important to keep in mind as well, these drivers, very, very inexperienced. A lot of them are quite fresh out of karting, so they're still getting used to driving a single-seater car. They've got added pressure, as we've been saying from the top of the stream, being in front of so many people. Yeah, they're get a little too eager sometimes, but yeah, I think we can forgive them for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Want to bring JB on this. Behrman doing quite well right now. Thomas Behrman running in 5th position. I think he definitely has a chance of getting on the podium with how this race has been so far, but most of all, he needs to keep his nose clean.
Keep his nose clean, and that's something that Behrman struggled with so far this season in Formula 4, but he's had a couple of he's had a podium, I think, once before this season, coming into it, but I don't know, Behrman is, of course, younger brother. This is Thomas Behrman, brother to Ollie. I ran into him at Alton Park, and he looks so much like his brother. Let me tell you, it made me double take, actually, when I was running back to cover the podium ceremony from race 2 of touring cars. He was getting ready to go out to the circuit next, and yeah, just casually walks down, and he's got a good demeanour about him, and it just so much more confidence, and he's a dark horse like his brother was in the junior formulas. Definitely he'll be sneaking his way up through the field and doing some cheeky manoeuvres, and looking at it, watch out for McLaughlin as well, actually, because he's had some stunning manoeuvres this year so far.
Yeah, so we have Behrman, who of course won the last race actually at Alton Park. He's the latest winner of the British F4 Championship as well. So yeah, it's a great result there for Behrman. In terms of Fionn McLaughlin, the Red Bull Junior, he's our championship leader. Now this is a non-championship event, but it's been a great season so far for Fionn McLaughlin, as he's been able to take a couple of wins and has been consistent on the podium as well. Right, we are looking at a replay and we're taking a look. And yeah, possible contact there because it was so tight. Right, let's try and review this. We're going to try to see it very closely.
If Hannah didn't make contact with Campbell Pilling, then it was extremely close because he was right up the gearbox of the number 42 car there. So yeah, the stewards will have to decide that one, but yeah, it's very close.
Yeah, it's marginal. Safety car's ending. As well as we get the graphics now coming up on screen. So the safety car is going to be coming in, and well, it's great to be able to see this race get such good coverage of all of these great graphics as well, considering this is a series that isn't even streamed on Saturdays of most weekends due to it being ITV as well. They only show the touring car qualies, and as there's no coverage, the race ones don't even get put on YouTube either for this British F1 Championship. So it is quite the change, going from no coverage of races to, well, some coverage here as well, and quite a lot of coverage here on the British F4 weekend at Silverstone, as Salim Hanna makes his way through down towards rail, and he will take us back to the green flags with Ethan Jeffwell in second place as they try and rotate their way through, and it is going to be Salim Hanna trying to control things at the front of the field and try to generate those tyres, but Ethan Jeffwell, the Mercedes Junior, is going with him as we go down towards Abbey Corner, and off the road immediately we got one of the cars going in the background, so it's already tight, it's already quite tense between these drivers as they begin the racing once again.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, one of the Fortec cars there going wide, but I think they'll just about get away with it. As we now start to go through the complex, more drivers locking their wheels there. They've got to build up that tyre temperature all over again. The first few laps of temperature they got, count for nothing. They've got to do it all over again as the front two, Ethan Jeff Hall, remember he's a Mercedes junior driver and he's getting very close to the back of Salim Hanna, perhaps sniffing a possibility to take the lead in this race.
Yeah, he absolutely is. They're fighting away in the background right now. You've got quite a few battles going on. And right now you find yourself with the number 14 of Emily Cotty in the mix as well. Another one of the female drivers. And she's actually up against Nina Gaidman, who's from F1 Academy, of course, part of the Alpine fold in that series. Her entry is supported by them as we go through. But yeah, Ethan Jeffel really pushing on. And Drew Maggott and Beckett are about to go. He's going to have a huge opportunity by the time we get down to the Hangar Straight to take the lead away from Salim Hanna, who has had quite the race so far. As we make our way through, Fu was momentarily dropping down the order, but that is just a transponder, and it's all returned back to normal now as we do go down the Hangar Straight to see who can make some moves. The top three kind of pulling away as Salim Hanna begins to break the slipstream because Ethan Jeffall is getting closer and closer and closer with every meter. Has a look, but won't be able to get by.
Yeah, just taking his time. Ethan Jeff Hall, he's not generally a driver that makes sort of half-hearted moves, so he'll wait until he gets close enough to Salim Hanna. But of course, he needs to keep an eye out for the distinctive Red Bull liveried car of Fionn McLaughlin behind him, of course. And McLaughlin, current championship leader, as you mentioned earlier, Omi, and he did not get there by accident. So he's a very, very tough driver in situations like these.
Yep, absolutely. 2x2 stuff as they were racing their way through. And that was Ari Bansal who was ahead. So Ari Bansal getting past them all as we arrive down to the braking zone. It's getting very tight between all of these British F4 drivers as they throw it down into the apex. And Ari Bansal really going for it as he found himself now losing a position. And moving up there is going to be Leo Robinson as well. So Robinson getting involved in the mix. You've got Molnar running in 10th place. So it is very, very tight in those battles. Inside the top 10 at the moment. They're very nearly banging wheels as we throw it down here to the next three corners. Bansal with a late dive, and Bansal is able to get past Martin Molnar. So Bansal just gets through. Molnar drops down a position, and then we find ourselves with the number 47 of August Reaver in the mix as well.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Martin Molnar was briefly the championship leader for a certain point in this championship a few races ago. He's lost that now to McLaughlin, and I have to say, didn't really have the best qualifying. Certainly was much further down than I expected him to be. As we have a look at a replay, that's the Rodin, the number 17 of Guy Albag, new driver here, and he gets past Henry Jocelyn in the Fortec. Jocelyn launches over the curbs on the exit of Cops Corner there. Brilliant stuff to watch. Both of those drivers will be feeling that in their spines.
They will indeed, with the way they were going for it, with the way that they were pushing on. Salim Hanna maintains the lead for the moment, but it definitely looks likely that if Ethan Jeffel doesn't get on with it, you've got Fionn McLaughlin, who's the driver who starts on pole position for the race tomorrow, to definitely try and make a move of his own as we come out of the final corner. We go down the Hamilton Straight to begin another lap. A great top two. Debating P1 in this one. Has been a very interesting start to the race with a bit of contact, and now we're trying to get some momentum going here on what is a special non-championship event for British F4. So it doesn't count for anything, but ideally you really want to perform here, and that is the aim for the drivers. Ella Lloyd might be one lap down, but she's getting in the mix further back as well.
Yeah, it's such a shame that she is one lap down. She's really been making her way through the field ever since the safety car came in, really fighting and aggressively going up. But yeah, of course it counts for not very much at all, apart from racing pride.
Yep, that's really good to know. Lockups are plenty, wasn't there, where it's down into the braking zone. Plenty of drivers battling and going for it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's Martin Molnar there on Ari Bansal. It's a continuation of the fight we saw earlier on. Molnar trying to make his way up. He's I was about to say he's outside the points, but of course there are no points awarded for this non-championship event, but that's not going to stop any of the drivers from wanting to make a move and show off their skills to the F1 teams that are no doubt watching this race.
Yeah, absolutely. and they will definitely all be glued to it, especially Ollie Behrman, hoping that Thomas Behrman can make some progress. He's running in 5th right now, and he's trying to see whether he can go on the attack. Right, okay, let's take a look at a replay, and let's look at some of the things that we have been seeing. That was Thomas Ingram Hill up against Charlie Edge, and Ella Lloyd able to possibly get past both of them through the corner in a few moments, and it looks like Ella Lloyd was able to gain 2 positions there. Of course, not on the official timing board due to her being 1 lap down, but on circuit she was able to actually get 2 on-track positions there.
Yeah, Charlie Edge was, he must have lost a few places at some point in the race, because he was running up in the midfield, I think. So, yeah, his day's gone from bad to worse, unfortunately.
It has, indeed, as they race their way by. As we go down towards Abbey Corner, and we look to see whether we're going to be in for a move in towards that corner, as we were just watching on and seeing that is Nina Gateman who is going for it. The number 3, and she's not the only one, as we are doing battle, and we see there Leah Robinson involved in the mix, and he's able to fight her way through on Jimmy Pizik. So that's a switch between those 2 drivers. Well, JB, it's been a very interesting more than first half now of the race that we've had, but yeah, it's great to see that we're being able to maintain the green at the moment as the field continues jostling for position.
Fantastic race so far, and they're running for the same distance they would do on a normal weekend as well. So 30 minutes to get the action out there is all the cars can do, but it's actually nice to see them actually pushing, and it may be a non-championship event, but as we mentioned throughout the broadcast, this is actually more important than a normal race weekend. You're in front of everybody, and it's the biggest crowd they're going to have all year long. Not to put the touring cars away, but you're on a full Grand Prix circuit. Usually, the next time the British F4 Championship are here, they're not going to be racing on the full circuit, they're going to be on the national circuit. It'll be their 3rd visit to Silverstone this year.
Yep, we look to the battle at the front, and a close battle at the front there as well, as they fight their way by at the moment, and just losing a few positions was Armendizes in the high-tech car as well, so he's dropped down a couple of positions at the moment. But this battle, Wes, is right on the edge. He just needs to be a little bit closer to really tuck in the slipstream and go for the move. Does Ethan Jeffel, but he's doing well at the moment, and they'll be hoping that they continue battling. Fiona McLaughlin will
and Molnar and Bansal make contact at Stoke Corner. Yeah, Molnar and Bansal have made contact at Stoke Corner. Molnar goes through. Bansal will not be happy with that, but amazingly they've managed to both still be pointing in the right direction.
Yeah, so that was close stuff into Stowe Corner. That is exactly what the drivers are risking at that moment. Contact into Stowe when they are battling so hard, and when you've got so many of them left, right, and taking all over the road as well. It is quite the moment as they fight their way by. But yes, let's see what the remaining of this race has to offer for us as well, as we bring it down into the final few corners of this first sector, and then into the second and the third sector as well. We're about to go down the Wellington Straight at the moment with the drivers that are running at the back. If you are Salim Hanna, you're approaching the old start finish straight as well, as we have 5 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock to go. And let's take a look at a replay of some of that contact that we saw down into Stowe.
Yeah, Molnar, it was a good move, but Bansal just didn't want to give him the room. I'd say, you know, Molnar was entitled to some room there, but yeah, Bansal having none of it, but in the end he was forced to give way.
He was, and there wasn't any other option there at that moment. So McLaughlin's dropped behind to 2 seconds, and he's actually coming under threat now from Tommy Harfield as well, who's trying to go on the attack in the Chris Dittman's racing car. At the moment, you've got the high-tech in 3rd position, and then we find ourselves right now just making our way through with the Argenti car of Ethan Jeffel in 2nd, then Salim Hanna part of the Virtuosi squad, and Salim Hanna, of course, who brilliantly came into the British F4 Championship and was able to get himself to the top step, a driver who we see racing in Italian F4 quite a bit. Okay, here's some more racing for us, as around the outside goes Martin Molnar, and he is going to be fighting away by on Jimmy Pizik, who will try his absolute best to fight back, and that is the switch between those 2 drivers.
Yeah, that's right, and also fighting up in front are, I think that's Leo Robinson there in 9th, and he's fighting with number 12 car of Adam Al-Hazari. two of them not come to blows, but of course they've killed each other's momentum, and now Martin Molnar's right on the back of them. He's been making up places hand over fist, and as they go through the complex, now it's difficult to know where to look now. That's Alexander Savinkov fighting with James Pizik, the Australian driver there. Now Molnar trying to go right around the outside, but he's shown the edge of the track. And Ari Bansel's trying to take advantage of the whole thing, reclaim that position from Molnar. They're coming down the Wellington straight now. Bansel not quite able to do it. Molnar going defensive there, and he should be able to maintain that position just.
Just is the critical word, and it means that it all could explode by the time we get down to Copse Corner in a couple of moments' time. 1 second between our top two. Salim Hanna completely taking control of this one ever since he got reinstated to P1, but it's the battle further back that we are looking for, and we're looking to see whether Molnar can try and fight his way through as well as we risk it. Down into Copse Corner, Molnar round the outside into Copse, will not work there, and he'll have to go back to the wheel tracks. He was trying to get past Leo Robinson, who's going to stay ahead, but Molnar's now going to go wheel to wheel with him. Down into Maggots and Beckett, Molnar's got the inside line, and he is going to be able to get ahead. Robinson drops down to 9th position, and you've got Ari Bansel just waiting, and you've got also more drivers, including Savinkov, including Fu as well, all waiting to pick up the pieces in this one as we kick up the dust through Chapel Curve, and now we run down the hanger straight to see who else can make some overtakes, and Leo Robinson having to really look in the mirrors because he's under more pressure with Bansel closing in. Bansel going for the outside line, trying to make the move into Stowe, won't be able to do it.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing stuff. We're practically watching this race through our fingers as they go through Maggots and Beckett's at full throttle. They've still managed just about to give each other racing room, but it's phenomenal to see. You don't get this kind of racing anywhere else, do you?
Yeah, it's phenomenal. It is some great motor racing to enjoy after a Formula 1 qualifying that was exciting all the way till the end. We've had a great Formula 2 and Formula 3 sprint race as well. We will be the people to kickstart Grand Prix Sunday as well tomorrow for the British F4 second race. It will be us, then it will be Formula 3, then it will be Formula 2, and then we'll all end it with the British Grand Prix, all of it live on JB Motorsports. Yeah, and it'll be not the most earliest start compared to what we've had before on Grand Prix Sundays.
Yay!
It'll be starting at 8:30. All of the action, JB?
Yay! Lion! JB doesn't have to cry. Lead change.
We're battling further back. Yeah. Go on, Wes.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, that's excuse me, Al Hazari fighting off Molnar, who's still not done. 1 minute to go in this race, plus 1 lap. But Martin Molnar senses that he can grab 7th place in this race. He's going to try and go around the outside at Copse. Can he do it? Look at how close this is.
This is absolutely brilliant.
And they still managed to keep it on the racing line. How did they not go off? Molnar's sticking in it, and he makes it through. Bravery,
brilliant.
Absolute utter bravery from both of them. Fantastic.
I mean,
that was just brilliant.
We were talking earlier on in F2 and F3. Go on, keep your foot in it, try and get through. F4 showing us, look at the smiles on their faces. This is fantastic racing. But yeah, this is the only race of the season where I'm very happy that it's not 7:30 or 6 a.m. starts. I actually get a 7 a.m. start tomorrow, believe it or not. That's a lion for a Grand Prix Sunday.
It absolutely is. That was brilliant stuff to Copse Corner. Absolutely phenomenal. We were talking about all day long, as Jamie mentioned, about how we could possibly be seeing some late moves coming in down into Copse Corner as the clock ticks to 0 as well. But that was absolutely phenomenal. They went for it with Copse. They went for it into Maggots and Beckett, and it was all out attack between them. Now, do they have anything else to deliver? Because you've got Thomas Bevan in 5th. You've got Palmer right now running in 6th position for XL Motorsport as he tries to rotate the car through and get on the power as well. Dropping further back is Henry Jocelyn. He's not had the race that he would have wanted. He's really starting to drop some positions as well, and he was also battling with Guy Albag at the moment. It'll be interesting to see whether those two are still running and all in good shape at the moment. The transponder might be having a bit of an issue, or they might have all just dropped down a little bit at the same time. But Behrman taking the wide line, just hoping that he can hang on all the way till the end.
Yeah, Behrman doing a decent job in this race. It's 5th place is solid if unspectacular. But yeah, I think he can be reasonably happy with that, and he's got quite a good starting position for race 2 tomorrow, so hopefully he can do something with that. Yeah, a couple of transponder issues, as you said, Omi, in looking down the field. And look how much Molnar's pulled away from this this squabbling group of cars. I didn't think he would be able to catch Theo Palmer up in front of him on this last lap. I'm not so sure about that now, but oh, more battling. That's Ari Bansel there fighting hammer and tongue with Yu Haofu, the Chinese driver, and they're sticking at it just on the limit of grip and adhesion. They're keeping at it. It's clean racing, and that's what we want to see.
That is exactly what we want to see. We're battling all the way till the end between these two drivers, and we're going to get through around the outside, banging wheels with Ari Bansel down into Stowe Corner, but it will be the move around the outside for Fu, who's going to be able to get by as we make our way through these final few corners. Some extraordinary action we've seen between all of these, and we're hopefully going to be able to just get a little bit more as they continue their racing, they continue their battling. Let's look to replays. We're about to head on to the final lap.
Yeah, here we go. That's not sure who that is. That's number 25. Yeah, cars going everywhere, and all 3 wide into that corner. Oh my goodness me!
Oh, and these are robust Formula 4 cars. They shouldn't actually be that bad, but still, yeah.
Ingram Hill. Yeah, Thomas Ingram Hill there, going up in the air.
They are
And
robust.
who
They
was
should be
that
okay.
hit? Number 17. That was Guy Albag, the Israeli driver. So yeah. Oh, and we're going to finish under safety car, unfortunately. That's such a shame.
Oh, well, that is such a shame. But, well, Salim Hanna will know that he had this one well controlled all the way through once he got back into the lead. It has been some dramatic day of racing, and, well, we're very nearly up to 6 PM here in the UK. So, quite a lot of fun across all of the racing, but we were talking about how they were dropping down the order, and we finally found out that he spun around, and Albag, that is not the way that he wanted to end the opening race, but luckily we're going to be able to go again tomorrow, so it's going to be quite a lot of fun as we bring it down into Maggots and Beckett. We're on the last lap, so we're about to crown our winner. But yeah, JB, British F4 for finishing behind a safety car, something. It's a sight that we usually see, don't we?
Yeah, sadly so, and of course there is no virtual safety car in Formula 4 or British Road cars, so yeah, that's the way it goes.
Yep. So we're going to finish behind the safety car. Great day across the board. Fionn McLaughlin, he'll know that he has the chance to win it all tomorrow because he starts on pole position. But this race has shown that there's so many competitive drivers, and track position from qualifying is so vital. It is so important. And Salim Hanna bringing it all the way to the end of this race. Ethan Jeffel will get a good result as a Mercedes Junior as well. He'll be finishing in second, and then it will be McLaughlin in third. It will be Harfield in fourth, and we're going to have Thomas Behrman getting a good 5th place for him. But arriving down to the end of this lap, Salim Hanna in the Virtuosi, and of course Salim Hanna came over to the British F4 Championship to do a round, and he found himself immediately being a contender. He managed to win a race at Thruxton on debut, and the start from Italian F4 is about to become a star once again in British F4 on this non-championship event weekend. He will bring it out of the final few corners, and Salim Hanna is going to win once again. It's not just going to be a normal British F4 event though this time. It is going to be the non-championship event. It's going to be the best one of them all. Salim Hanna wins at Silverstone. He takes Virtuosi to the top step. Race 1 goes to him, and it's Ethan Jeffel in second, and Fionn McLaughlin gets third. Great stuff from the Red Bull Junior as well. Harfield is in fourth, and you have Thomas Behrman finishing in fifth. What a great race to start the weekend, Wes, which ends with Salim Hanna as the winner.
It was brilliant, wasn't it? And it was a really mature drive from Salim Hanna as well. He didn't have the fastest car out there necessarily for the whole thing, but he didn't panic when he was challenged, and yeah, he paced himself, protected his tires, and yeah, that will catch the eye of a few teams in F1, I think. And a side note as well, I don't know if I mentioned this, he's mentored by Juan Pablo Montoya as well, and good friends with Sebastian Montoya. So yeah, they give him a lot of advice, and it seems to have paid off.
Yep, absolutely. JB, you probably have lots of comments to add to Juan Pablo Montoya there.
Juan Pablo Montoya won this event 20 years ago. I'm kind of really hoping that his son Sebastian can do something tomorrow as well on that mix on the feature race for F2. No, what a cracking race as well that was. That was a typical F4 and non-championship. Come here, have a blast. They've already run the Silverstone Grand Prix loop earlier on in the year during the 24-hour race, so it's just a bit of fun really, and it's gone incredibly well. Here's a replay. Oh, it's the line.
It's just Salim Hanna enjoying stuff at the end. But yeah, JB, I'm gonna have to probably, I'm gonna probably have to come into some of your touring car broadcasts now to cover some of these Sunday races that are actually shown on TV.
You're
as
more than
well.
welcome to.
Yeah, I mean that was the original plan, but we've had lots of trackside and lots of stuff, so I just let you guys do your stuff. But yeah, when we get the opportunity, I may come in on Sundays just to call a bit of this racing when it's available.
Let me check the motorsport schedule.
Yes, the lovely motorsport schedule, so we figure out dates out where it's possible, Wes.
Yeah, that's right. I'm so miffed I'm not going to be able to join you guys tomorrow because of the time difference here in the US. It'll start about 1 o'clock in the morning my time, 1:20, something like that. So yeah, it's just not conducive, unfortunately. But yeah, no doubt it'll be a cracker tomorrow morning, just like this one will.
We're going to be now finding ourselves, congratulating our top three, an absolutely brilliant result. Okay, well that brings everything to a close. JB, quickly final thoughts?
Typical Formula 4, can't wait for an early morning race tomorrow. It'll be the earliest they've ever raced in their lives as well. So it's completely unknown conditions for them. And how a bunch of teenagers going to be when they have to get up early? This is going to be fun.
It's going to be fun indeed. Where's final thoughts from you?
It was a treat for us watching. It was a treat for the crowd that stuck around at the circuit, and it's a treat for the drivers as well. So yeah, just everyone happy all round.
Yep, one race done, one race to come tomorrow. British F4 as we continue this historic weekend. We'll be back in action with Fionn McLaughlin starting from pole. But for now, we say congratulations to Salim Hanna, and we'll see you early morning tomorrow for race 2. Goodbye.